I denne udgave af Oldtimers skal vi høre fra den tidligere SISU-spiller James Martin. Vi skal høre fra den tidligere Holbæk-profil Tony Marion, og så skal vi høre fra Todd Anthony. De nu 3 tidligere profiler i dansk basketball fortæller i dag om, hvordan de egentlig havnede i Danmark i første omgang.
I was 25 years old when I came. I finished college and I had 4 years where I worked, and I went back to college to get my master's and was a graduate assistant. And really just played pickup ball at nights, kept myself active from that perspective. I ended up in Denmark by Dick Maurer, who used to coach here, contacted me and asked me if I still wanted to play basketball and if I wanted to come to Denmark. So I said, of course, why not? It beats working.
My grad assistant coach in college got a job in Denmark, and the team that he picked already bought an American player. So the team told him to bring me and I'll have a tryout and see how it goes. And after the first tryout, they sent the other kid away. Well, actually, I knew nothing. I didn't even, because I went in school in Arkansas and we had a town called Denmark, Arkansas. So when he said, yeah, I'm going to coach in Arkansas, I thought we were staying in the U.S. He was like, no, in Europe. I'm like, Denmark.
A common name I think a lot of people know, Glenn Hudson. He basically was part of Stemsgade and the famous Vincent Ray. He got Vincent over here, and Vincent said, hey, you got to go back and take a look at my boy Todd. He really wants to play. And I came over, like I said, in '94. Had a contract, but the club fell apart, so there was no money, so I went home. 2 years later, Glenn comes home. He arranges like a 3-on-3 game in a park. And he's on the other team, so every time I got the ball, he'd foul me on purpose. He'd grab my arm, you know, and just to see how I'd react and see how strong I was. And afterwards, he was like, yeah, I think we could do something.
I went to an international school, and we had 2 students from Denmark on campus. So I actually went to them and asked them about Denmark before I came, and had them write down some special words like, I'm lost, I need food. You know, like strange things you would ask a person, where's the hospital?
When I told my parents that I was coming to Denmark, they were happy and excited for me, but I think they also had a feeling that I probably wouldn't come back. My older brother had gone for a job in Florida, and he stayed there for 17 years. So I've beat him. So
I don't even think I really knew exactly where it was. You know, you heard of Scandinavia, and if you would have quizzed me, I don't know if I'd have named all the countries in, you know, Scandinavian countries. Not a ton. You know, Hans Christian Andersen. You know a few things about it, but if you would have told me like point exactly on the globe where it was, you know, I probably wouldn't have done too well.
My senior year, I was actually looked at by some NBA teams, and I was a little bit too small for the position that they wanted. So I assumed that I can go to some expansion teams and get some experience, and then maybe get picked up, learn a different position and get picked up and, you know, have a wonderful life in the U.S. But of course, there's so many players in the U.S., so it didn't work out that way. I ended up coming to Denmark.
I started in Jonstrup for 2 years, and then I went out to Brøndby. Then I played a year in BMS Herlev, Falcon, Roskilde, Stemsgade, of course. Now I'm in Amager. Played there a couple of years in coaching now.
When I came in the early 90s, I had an MBA without work experience. It was tough to find a job and tough to get going. So I'm like, I'm going to take it as an experience and see how it goes.
They took me to Copenhagen first, so I thought it was wonderful. But then we took that hour drive to Holbæk, and then they took me to no man's land. Small town, not that many people, and boring as hell.
My dad was in the military, so we moved when I was young every 3 years. So I was kind of, you know, I was cool with traveling, living in a different country, because I've done it before, you know.
So when I accepted to come to Denmark, I said, well, this is for 8 months of my life. Why not? Let's go see what it is. I'd always wanted to experience Europe, and basketball was my ticket to do that. So I said, let's go for the year and see what that is like. And if I enjoyed it, I'll do it again. I tried it one more year, and here 21 years later, here I am.